Everyone thinks they know who the Saja Boys are, the perfect idols, the beautiful assassins, the charming killers engineered to stop Huntrix. But the truth is far darker than anything the movie showed us, because the Saja Boys weren't born. They were built, and once you understand how they were really created, their smiles, their precision, even their death stop looking tragic and start looking horrifying. To uncover their origin, you need to go back before the demon hunters existed, to a time when the demon realm wasn't the threat. Humans were. There was a secret initiative known only in whispers, Project Saja. It began after humans failed, again and again, to defeat demon entities. Hunters were dying too quickly. Training took too long. Skills were inconsistent. Emotions interfered with judgment. So a group of researchers proposed something unthinkable. If we cannot train the perfect soldiers, we will manufacture them. Not bodies, souls. This is the origin of the Saja Boys. Each boy was constructed using a method the creators called soul-partitioning, splitting fragments of powerful demon and human souls, removing all the parts that caused fear, guilt, or hesitation, and recombining only the pieces that produced obedience, beauty, charisma, and lethal efficiency. The Saja Boys weren't just genetically designed, they were emotionally engineered. Every talent you admire in them, the synchronized moves, the impossible reflexes, the charming smiles, none of that is natural. It's programmed. And the movie hides the evidence everywhere. Look at how the Saja Boys move. Their timing isn't good, it's mathematically perfect. No idol group on Earth could train to that degree. No demon naturally behaves that uniformly. Synchronization like that only happens when all units share the same origin, the same emotional coding. It's why none of them panic. It's why none of them hesitate. It's why every gesture feels rehearsed. Because it is. And here's where things get darker. Project Saja wasn't one generation. It wasn't even 10. It was dozens, hundreds of failed prototypes, souls that shattered, bodies that collapsed, personalities that couldn't survive the partitioning process. Every failure was erased. Every success was recycled. The Saja Boys, aren't individuals. They're the final, perfected version of countless others who never made it out of the lab. This explains Mystery's calm expression, even when facing death. This explains Hex's detached stare. This explains Raiden's unnerving silence. These aren't quirks. They rescars from a creation process that stripped them of the one thing that made them human, ownership over their emotions. But the darkest part of their origin isn't the experiments. It's the purpose. The Saja Boys were created to weaponize something no army had ever weaponized before, affection. Their beauty wasn't an accident. Their charm wasn't luck. Their idol concept wasn't branding. It was strategy. Huntrix is strongest when emotionally stable, so the Saja Boys were designed as emotional disruption weapons. Killers who disarm psychologically before they strike physically. Creatures who make you hesitate because you want to believe they're harmless. Cute, deadly, irresistible. The ultimate trap. But Project Saja had one rule. A Saja Boy survives only as long as his vessel can contain his soul partition. When the vessel breaks, the soul returns to the system. This explains why their bodies disappear when they die. This explains why they don't bleed like humans or disintegrate like demons. This explains why Jinu's soul could transfer directly into a weapon. They were manufactured to be interchangeable. Vessel breaks, soul returns, vessel rebuilt, Saja Boy restored. They were never supposed to live normal lives. They were never supposed to age. They were never supposed to choose their own future. They were built to fight, to charm, to die, to respawn. And suddenly everything makes sense. Why Baby behaves like a child. His emotional matrix never stabilized. Why romance feels inconsistently human. Fragments of past vessels bleeding through. Why Jinu could sacrifice himself. His coding prioritizes mission over existence. The Saja Boys were never villains. They were victims of the most successful soul experiment ever created. Weapons wrapped in beauty, controlled by design, loved by the audience, but never allowed to truly live. And when you rewatch the film with this knowledge, something inside you sinks. Because every smile is no longer cute. It's tragic. Every synchronized move isn't impressive. It's a reminder of their lost individuality. Every death isn't an ending. It's maintenance. The fans asked, how were the Saja Boys really created? The answer is simple. They weren't created to exist. They were created to function. And the scariest part? Project Saja never ended. It succeeded, which means somewhere, in a lab, in the demon realm, or inside the weapon that holds Jinua's soul, the next evolution of the Saja Boys is already waiting. And when they return, they won't be the same boys you remember. They'll be the perfected version of a project that was never meant to stop.